In this video, I'm going to demonstrate 10 things you can try to see if you're as healthy as you think you are. Now, if you already know you have an injury to your shoulders, your hips, or your knees, please do not attempt these. But if you think you can try it, and as you're attempting it and you feel any kind of strain or pain, numbness, tingling, or weakness, please stop immediately and go to your healthcare provider, preferably a chiropractor in my biased opinion, to see why you can attempt these simple movements. So the first thing we're going to do is check out your shoulders. Bring your hands up over your head, place your palms together, and straighten your elbows, and you should be able to touch your ears with the inside of your arms. If you can't, that's a sign of shoulder restriction. Number 2 is put your arms out, cross your arms, bend your elbows, interlace your forearms so your hands can touch. Raise your elbows up and bring your hands away from your face. You should be able to go to at least 90 degrees. Now, if you do the other side and you find one's tighter than the other, that is a sign of an imbalance and you may need to see a chiropractor. Number 3, most people have difficulty with. So be really careful with your shoulders. Again, do not strain to attempt to do this. But put your hand behind your back and then take your other hand up over your head and bend your elbow and see if you can interlace your fingers. Now, most people can do one side easier than the other. I'm a little tighter in that right shoulder blade area, so I have to assist my hand to get there, but I can interlace fingers both ways. Another one that's a little more difficult for people to do is the reverse prayer pose. So put your hands together and then point your fingers up and bring your palms together. You should be able to creep your hands up to about your shoulder blade level. So those 4 things are a great way to assess the health of your upper extremities. Now let's move on down to your hips. So we're going to move into the hips. For the hips, number 5, simply go into a squat. See if you can keep your heels on the ground. Put your palms together, elbows inside your knees, and press those elbows out. If you can do this, that's a sign that your hips are in pretty good shape. Now for the next one, number 6, is a lot more difficult. Please do not attempt this if you have any hips or knee problems, but simply go down into a W sit pose. And if you can do this comfortably, your knees and hips are in pretty good shape. Now let's move on to the spine. You're going to go onto your back for this one and see if you can do a simple spinal twist. Take your knee with your opposite hand, drop that knee down, and see if you can touch the knee down, keeping one hand down. If you can take your left leg over your right knee and drop that down and keep your shoulder down, that's a sign you've got a good flexibility in your lumbar spine. And then again, check the other side because you want to make sure that you're equal on both sides. So for number 8, check the flexibility of your middle back. If you can go up into bridge pose and place your hands underneath your buttock and press your hips up, that's good flexibility for your hip flexors and that you can get some extension into that middle back. And to check the middle back, it's best to use a foam roller. If you could put the foam roller right on your shoulder blades, tuck your chin, and arch your back over the foam roller, you've got fairly good extension in your middle back. A lot of people, their back is so hyperkyphotic, you get that extra curve, it's hard for them to arch over a foam roller. So if you can do that, you're doing pretty good. Number 9 is to check the lateral flexion of your spine. Run your hand down your leg, see if you can touch the knee as you bring your arm up overhead, and make sure that you're not leaning forward to be able to get to your knee. Make sure that you're staying in that perpendicular plane. And then check the other side to make sure that you're even on both directions. If one side can't go as far as the other, that's a sign that you have a restriction in your spine. And again, I'm biased, I think you should see a chiropractor. And number 10, last but most importantly, is something that you need to know, because if you can't do this, then your longevity is compromised. You need to be able to get up off the ground without even using your hands. So if you can get up off the ground without using your hands, you are in great shape. So if you can do all 10 of these, you are in great shape. As you can see, I can do all 10, and I still see my chiropractor because I want to keep it that way. But if you struggle with any of them, please see a chiropractor or at least some healthcare providers so you can figure out why you have these restrictions so that you can remove them and have a better quality of life and improve the longevity. So if you have any questions, please post them below. You know we love hearing from you. And until next time, stay well.
Come in and experience the drum and difference. from a different